Animals can be categorized based on their diets into three main groups: carnivores, herbivores, and omnivores. Carnivores, as the name suggests, are animals that primarily feed on other animals. They have adaptations such as sharp teeth and strong jaws to help them hunt and consume meat. Examples of carnivores include lions, tigers, and wolves. These animals play a crucial role in maintaining the balance of ecosystems by controlling populations of other animals and ensuring that the weak and sick do not pass on their genes. Herbivores, on the other hand, are animals that feed primarily on plants. These animals have adaptations such as flat molars for grinding plant material and long intestines to efficiently extract nutrients from tough plant fibers. Examples of herbivores include rabbits, deer, and elephants. Herbivores play a critical role in ecosystems by spreading seeds and fertilizing the soil through their feces, promoting the growth of new plants. Omnivores are animals that feed on both plants and animals. They have a more flexible diet and can survive in a variety of environments. Examples of omnivores include bears, raccoons, and humans. Omnivores play a unique role in ecosystems by consuming both plants and animals, thereby linking the food chains of both herbivores and carnivores. In addition to their role in ecosystems, the diets of animals also have implications for their health and survival. Carnivores, for example, have a high protein requirement, and a diet lacking in animal protein can lead to health problems such as muscle wasting and decreased immune function. Herbivores, on the other hand, have a high fiber requirement, and a diet lacking in plant material can lead to digestive problems. Omnivores have a more flexible diet and can survive on a variety of food sources, but they still need a balance of nutrients from both plants and animals to maintain optimal health. It's important to note that not all animals fit neatly into these three categories. Some animals, such as pandas, are often considered to be carnivores due to their predatory behavior, but they primarily feed on bamboo and are classified as herbivores. Similarly, some animals, such as pigs, are often considered to be omnivores, but they have a diet that is more heavily weighted towards plant material and are more accurately classified as herbivores. The diets of animals can also change over time in response to environmental changes and shifts in the availability of food sources. For example, during periods of food scarcity, some herbivores may turn to eating bark or other non-nutritious plant material to survive, while carnivores may switch to scavenging or eating smaller prey. These dietary shifts can have significant impacts on the health and survival of individual animals and can also affect the balance of ecosystems. Furthermore, the dietary habits of animals can also affect the spread of diseases. Carnivores, for example, can spread diseases such as rabies and Lyme disease to other animals and humans through bites and scratches. Herbivores can spread plant-borne diseases through their feces, and omnivores can act as carriers of both animal and plant-borne diseases. Moreover, the study of animal diets and feeding behavior has important implications for agriculture and food production. Understanding the dietary preferences and needs of livestock such as cattle, sheep, and chickens can help farmers optimize their feed and nutrition programs, leading to improved health, growth, and productivity. Similarly, understanding the dietary habits of wild animals can inform wildlife management strategies, such as the use of wildlife-resistant crops and the development of wildlife management programs. In addition, the study of animal diets can also have important implications for the fields of medicine and biotechnology. For example, scientists are studying the gut microbiomes of different animal species to better understand how diet affects the health and function of the gut microbiome. This research has the potential to inform the development of new probiotics and other treatments for human health problems. The study of animal diets also has important implications for our understanding of evolution and the history of life on Earth. By studying the diets of different species and their adaptations, scientists can gain insights into the evolutionary pressures that shape the development of different species and the relationships between different species in food webs and ecosystems. Additionally, the study of animal diets can also have important implications for the field of ecology. By understanding the diets of different species, ecologists can gain insights into the interactions between species in food webs and the flow of energy and nutrients through ecosystems. This information can inform conservation efforts by helping to identify keystone species and the role that different species play in maintaining the balance of ecosystems. Moreover, the study of animal diets can also shed light on the impact of human activities on ecosystems. For example, the introduction of non-native species, such as the Burmese python in Florida, can have significant impacts on the diets and populations of native species. By understanding the dietary habits of these non-native species and their impacts on native species, conservationists can develop strategies to minimize their impact and protect native species and ecosystems. In addition, the study of animal diets can also have important implications for the fields of wildlife management and hunting. By understanding the dietary habits of game species such as deer and elk, wildlife managers can better manage hunting populations and ensure sustainable hunting practices. This information can also inform the development of hunting regulations and hunting seasons that take into account the dietary habits and migration patterns of different species. The study of animal diets can also have important cultural and educational implications. By learning about the diets of different species and the adaptations that enable them to survive on different types of food, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the diversity of life on our planet and the interrelatedness of species and ecosystems. This understanding can inform our attitudes towards wildlife and the environment and encourage us to act as responsible stewards of the natural world. Moreover, the study of animal diets can also have important implications for the field of climate change. Changes in the diets of animals can be an early indicator of changes in ecosystems, such as shifts in plant productivity or the presence of non-native species. By monitoring these changes, scientists can gain insights into the impacts of climate change on ecosystems and the species that depend on them. This information can inform the development of conservation strategies to mitigate the impacts of climate change and protect vulnerable species and ecosystems. In addition, the study of animal diets can also shed light on the impact of human activities on the food chain. For example, the use of pesticides and other chemicals in agriculture can have significant impacts on the diets of pollinators such as bees and butterflies, and the predators that feed on them. By understanding the dietary habits of these species and the impacts of human activities on their diets, conservationists can develop strategies to protect these important species and the ecosystems that depend on them. Furthermore, The study of animal diets can also inform the development of sustainable agriculture practices. Muscle cells, also known as muscle fibers, are the basic functional units of the muscular system in animals. These cells are specialized to contract and generate force, allowing for movement, stability, and support of the body. The development and function of muscle fibers are crucial for overall physical performance, and are the focus of ongoing research in the fields of anatomy, physiology, and sports science. Muscle fibers can be divided into two main types: slow twitch, type I, and fast twitch, type II. Slow twitch fibers are designed for endurance activities such as marathon running and cycling, and are characterized by a high resistance to fatigue. They have a large number of mitochondria, which provide a constant supply of energy, and a rich blood supply, which helps to remove waste products. In contrast, fast twitch fibers are designed for short, intense bursts of activity such as sprinting and weightlifting, and have a high capacity for generating force quickly. The development of muscle fibers is influenced by a combination of genetic and environmental factors. Genetics play a role in determining the proportion of slow twitch and fast twitch fibers in an individual, while environmental factors such as training and nutrition can influence the size and strength of the fibers. Resistance training, for example, has been shown to increase the size and strength of muscle fibers by promoting the formation of new protein filaments within the cells. In addition to their role in movement and physical performance, muscle fibers also play a key role in maintaining metabolic health. The contraction of muscle fibers leads to the release of various hormones and growth factors, which can help to regulate glucose and lipid metabolism, as well as insulin sensitivity. This is why regular physical activity and resistance training are important components of a healthy lifestyle, as they can help to prevent the onset of chronic diseases such as type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Furthermore, the structure and composition of muscle fibers can also vary depending on the type of animal and the specific function they serve. For example, the muscle fibers of a cheetah, which is known for its incredible speed, are structured differently compared to the muscle fibers of a horse, which is known for its endurance. This is due to differences in the type and number of muscle fibers, as well as the way they are organized and controlled by the nervous system. In addition, the plasticity of muscle fibers, or the ability to adapt and change in response to stimuli, is also an important aspect of their development and function. This plasticity allows the fibers to respond to different types of physical activity and training, leading to improvements in strength, endurance, and power. However, it is also important to note that overuse or injury can result in muscle damage and impair the function of the fibers. Another important aspect of muscle fiber function is their role in recovery and repair following injury or physical stress. When muscle fibers are damaged, they release signals that activate the immune system, leading to the recruitment of immune cells to the site of injury. These immune cells help to clear away damaged tissue and stimulate the growth of new muscle fibers, allowing for repair and recovery. This process is critical for maintaining the health and function of the muscular system, and is influenced by factors such as nutrition, sleep, and stress. Moreover, the development and function of muscle fibers are also closely tied to the aging process. As we age, the muscle fibers gradually lose their capacity to contract and generate force, leading to a decline in physical function and an increased risk of falls and fractures. This age-related decline in muscle function is known as sarcopenia, and is a major public health concern given the increasing number of older adults worldwide. Preventing or delaying sarcopenia requires a combination of physical activity, nutrition, and other lifestyle factors. Resistance training, in particular, has been shown to be an effective intervention for improving muscle function and preventing sarcopenia. By regularly challenging the muscle fibers with resistance exercises, individuals can maintain or even increase the size and strength of their fibers, leading to improved physical function and a reduced risk of falls and fractures. In addition to its role in preventing sarcopenia, resistance training can also have numerous other health benefits. For example, resistance training has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity, increase bone density, and reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease and certain types of cancer. Furthermore, resistance training has been shown to have a positive impact on mental health and cognitive function, as well as reducing the risk of depression and anxiety. Additionally, the study of muscle fibers has important implications for various fields beyond sports science and human health. For example, the development and function of muscle fibers play a crucial role in the evolution of animal species, allowing for the adaptation of movement patterns and physical abilities to changing environments. The study of muscle fibers in different species can provide insight into the evolution of movement and physical performance, and how these adaptations have influenced the survival and success of different species over time. Another important application of the study of muscle fibers is in the field of regenerative medicine. Researchers are exploring new strategies for repairing or regenerating damaged muscle fibers, such as the use of stem cells, growth factors, and other biological therapies. These approaches have the potential to revolutionize the treatment of muscle injuries and diseases, and to restore muscle function and improve quality of life for individuals with muscle-related conditions. In addition, the study of muscle fibers also has important implications for the development of new technologies and materials. For example, researchers are developing new materials and devices that mimic the structure and function of muscle fibers, with the goal of creating more advanced prosthetics and robotics. These technologies have the potential to greatly improve the mobility and independence of individuals with physical disabilities, and to enhance our ability to perform a wide range of tasks and activities. Furthermore, the role of muscle fibers in athletic performance is also a topic of ongoing research and interest. In sports, a high level of muscle function is essential for success, and athletes are constantly seeking new ways to improve their performance. A deeper understanding of the structure and function of muscle fibers can help athletes and coaches optimize training programs and develop more effective strategies for improving physical performance. For example, research has shown that the type and amount of physical activity can influence the proportion of slow twitch and fast twitch fibers in an individual. Endurance training, for example, has been shown to increase the number of slow twitch fibers, while high-intensity resistance training has been shown to increase the number of fast-twitch fibers. By understanding these relationships, athletes and coaches can develop more targeted and effective training programs to improve athletic performance. Another important aspect of muscle fiber function in sports is the role of nutrition. Proper nutrition is essential for optimal muscle function, as it provides the building blocks needed for muscle growth and repair. Athletes require a balanced diet that includes adequate amounts of protein, carbohydrates, and healthy fats to support muscle growth and recovery. In addition, the timing of nutrient intake can also influence muscle function, with research showing that consuming protein and carbohydrates after exercise can enhance muscle recovery and improve performance. In conclusion, the study of muscle fibers is of great importance in the field of sports and athletic performance. Biodiversity, the variety of life on Earth, is a topic that has captivated scientists and laypeople alike for centuries. While biodiversity can refer to a variety of life forms, from plants to fungi to bacteria, in this essay, we will focus specifically on the incredible diversity of animal life on our planet. The world is home to an estimated 7.77 million species of animals, with new species still being discovered all the time. From the tiny tardigrade, also known as the water bear, which can survive in extreme conditions, to the majestic blue whale, the largest animal on Earth, the range of animal life on our planet is truly astounding. One of the most striking examples of animal diversity can be seen in the variety of shapes and sizes that animals come in. Some animals, like the cheetah, are built for speed, with long, slender bodies and powerful legs that allow them to chase down prey at incredible speeds. Other animals, like the elephant, are massive and sturdy, with thick skin and powerful tusks that help them survive in their environments. Still, other animals, like the chameleon, are masters of camouflage, able to blend seamlessly into their surroundings to avoid predators or sneak up on prey. But the diversity of animals extends far beyond their physical characteristics. Different species of animals also have unique behaviors, social structures, and adaptations that allow them to survive and thrive in their environments. For example, bees have developed intricate communication systems and social structures that allow them to work together to collect nectar and pollinate flowers. Dolphins are known for their intelligence and social bonds, with individuals forming tight-knit groups and even cooperating to hunt for food. And the Venus flytrap, a carnivorous plant, has evolved a unique mechanism for capturing prey, with specialized leaves that snapshot when triggered by an insect. Of course, the incredible diversity of animal life on our planet is not just a source of wonder and fascination. It also plays a critical role in maintaining the health and functioning of ecosystems around the world. Each species, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, plays a unique role in the web of life, and when one species is lost, it can have cascading effects on the entire ecosystem. For example, the loss of bees, which are critical pollinators for many plants, could have disastrous consequences for agriculture and food production worldwide. Unfortunately, many species of animals are currently at risk of extinction due to a variety of factors, including habitat loss, climate change, pollution, and overhunting. In fact, some estimates suggest that we may be losing species at a rate of up to 1,000 times the natural rate of extinction. This is a critical issue that requires urgent action, both to preserve the beauty and wonder of the natural world and to protect the functioning of ecosystems that support life on Earth. In addition to the threats facing animal species that I mentioned earlier, there are many other factors that can contribute to declines in animal populations. These include the introduction of invasive species, which can outcompete native species for resources, as well as the spread of diseases and parasites that can weaken or kill animals. Climate change is also having a significant impact on animal populations, as rising temperatures and changing weather patterns can alter ecosystems and disrupt the delicate balance of life. One of the key challenges facing conservationists and policymakers is how to balance the needs of human populations with the needs of animal populations. Many of the threats facing animal species, such as habitat loss and overhunting, are driven by human activities. And addressing these issues requires a concerted effort to change the way we live and interact with the natural world. At the same time, it is important to recognize that human populations also rely on healthy ecosystems for food, clean water, and other resources, and that efforts to protect animal populations must also take into account the needs of local communities. One promising approach to addressing these challenges is through the establishment of protected areas, such as national parks and wildlife reserves, which are designed to preserve critical habitat for animal species and promote conservation efforts. Protected areas can help to reduce the impacts of human activities on animal populations by limiting development, regulating hunting and fishing, and promoting sustainable land use practices. They can also provide important opportunities for education and outreach, helping to raise awareness about the importance of biodiversity and the need to protect it. Another important aspect of conservation efforts is the role of scientific research in understanding the complex ecological systems that support animal life. Advances in technology, such as DNA sequencing and satellite imaging, are providing new insights into the ways that animal populations are interconnected and how they respond to changes in their environment. By better understanding these systems, scientists and policymakers can develop more effective strategies for conserving animal populations and promoting the health of ecosystems. In addition to the strategies mentioned earlier, there are many other approaches that can help to protect and conserve animal species. One important tool is the use of captive breeding programs, which involve raising endangered animals in captivity with the goal of reintroducing them to the wild. Captive breeding programs can help to boost population numbers and prevent the extinction of species. But they must be carefully managed to ensure that animals are not harmed or negatively impacted by the breeding process. Another important aspect of conservation is the role of public education and outreach in raising awareness about the importance of biodiversity and the need to protect animal species. By engaging with local communities, schools, and other stakeholders, conservationists can help to build support for conservation efforts and promote sustainable land use practices. They can also help to dispel myths and misconceptions about animal species and promote a deeper understanding of the important role that animals play in ecosystems. Important to recognize that conservation efforts are not limited to individual species or populations, but must also take into account the broader ecological systems that support animal life. This means addressing issues such as habitat loss, climate change, and pollution at a systemic level. and working to promote sustainable development and land use practices that can support both human populations and animal populations. One approach that has shown promise in recent years is the use of technology and innovation to support conservation efforts. For example, satellite tracking and remote sensing technology can be used to monitor animal populations and identify critical habitats, allowing conservationists to better understand the distribution and movements of different species. In addition, new techniques for DNA analysis and genetic sequencing can help to identify different species and track their genetic diversity over time, providing important insights into the health and viability of different populations. Another area where technology can be used to support conservation efforts is in the development of sustainable farming practices and alternative food sources. For example, lab-grown meat and plant-based alternatives to animal products can help to reduce the demand for unsustainable farming practices and protect animal populations from overhunting and overfishing. In addition, precision agriculture techniques, such as the use of drones and sensors, can help to improve crop yields and reduce the impact of farming on natural ecosystems. Important to recognize that protecting animal species is not just a matter of conservation, but also of social justice and human rights. Many of the communities that live in and around critical animal habitats are marginalized and disadvantaged, and conservation efforts must take into account their needs and priorities. This means engaging with local communities and working to develop solutions that are equitable and sustainable for all stakeholders. Another important aspect of preserving the biodiversity of animal species is the need for international cooperation and collaboration. The nervous system is a complex network of cells, tissues, and organs that control the functions of the body, including movement. It is a crucial component of any organism and plays a vital role in the survival and evolution of species. Over the years, the nervous system has undergone significant development, leading to the evolution of more advanced species with complex nervous systems. In this essay, we will discuss the development and functions of the nervous system in animals. The nervous system has evolved over millions of years, from simple nerve nets in early invertebrates to the complex centralized nervous systems of mammals. The earliest nervous systems were simple networks of neurons that could respond to stimuli and initiate simple reflexes. However, as species evolved, so did their nervous systems, becoming more complex and sophisticated. This increased complexity has allowed animals to develop more advanced behaviors, such as the ability to hunt, escape from predators, and navigate their environment. One of the key developments in the evolution of the nervous system was the centralization of nerve cells into a centralized structure, such as the brain or spinal cord. This centralization allowed for faster and more coordinated responses to stimuli, as well as the ability to process and integrate information from multiple senses. It also enabled the development of more advanced behaviors, such as problem-solving, learning, and memory. The nervous system is also responsible for controlling movement, which is a fundamental aspect of animal behavior. The motor neurons in the nervous system receive signals from the brain and spinal cord and transmit them to the muscles, causing them to contract and initiate movement. This system allows animals to move in response to environmental stimuli, such as food or danger. In addition, the nervous system also helps to coordinate and regulate movement, ensuring that it is smooth and efficient. Additionally, the nervous system also plays a crucial role in the regulation of internal processes, such as heart rate, respiration, and digestion. The autonomic nervous system, which is comprised of the sympathetic and parasympathetic systems, controls these internal processes and helps to maintain homeostasis, or balance, in the body. Another important aspect of the nervous system is sensation and perception. The sensory neurons in the nervous system are responsible for detecting stimuli from the environment, such as touch, temperature, and pain, and transmitting these signals to the brain. The brain then processes this information and creates our perceptions of the world around us. This allows animals to respond to their environment and make decisions based on the information they receive through their senses. The nervous system also plays a key role in the development and plasticity of the brain. During early development, the nervous system undergoes rapid growth and differentiation, forming the complex network of neurons and synapses that will support the functions of the brain throughout life. This process is influenced by environmental stimuli and experiences, leading to the formation of new neural connections and the strengthening of existing ones. This is known as neuroplasticity, and it allows the brain to adapt and change in response to new experiences. Furthermore, the nervous system also plays a critical role in communication and signaling between different parts of the body. The neurons in the nervous system transmit signals from one part of the body to another, allowing for coordinated and synchronized responses. This allows animals to respond to stimuli in a quick and efficient manner, and to communicate with other individuals of their species. The nervous system also has a crucial role in the regulation of mood, emotion, and behavior. The brain and nervous system are closely linked with the endocrine system, which produces hormones that regulate a wide range of physiological and behavioral processes. For example, the release of certain hormones can lead to feelings of stress, anxiety, or happiness, and can influence behaviors such as eating and sleeping. In addition, the nervous system also has a role in the development and progression of various neurological disorders and diseases. For example, conditions such as Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, and multiple sclerosis are all related to the functioning of the nervous system. Understanding the underlying mechanisms and causes of these disorders is essential for developing effective treatments and therapies. The nervous system also plays a crucial role in advancing scientific knowledge and medical treatments. Advances in neuroimaging techniques, such as magnetic resonance imaging, MRI, and positron emission, tomography, PET, have allowed scientists to better understand the structure and functioning of the nervous system. In addition, the development of new therapeutic techniques, such as deep brain stimulation and nerve transplants, has opened up new avenues for the treatment of neurological disorders and injuries. Moreover, the nervous system also plays a key role in the development of fine and gross motor skills in animals. As animals grow and mature, their nervous system undergoes changes that allow them to develop and refine their motor skills. For example, the nervous system helps infants learn how to coordinate their movements and develop the ability to walk and run. Similarly, in animals, the nervous system helps them develop the skills necessary for hunting, foraging, and other behaviors that are critical to their survival. In addition, the nervous system also plays a crucial role in the regulation of sleep and wakefulness. The nervous system is responsible for controlling the release of hormones and neurotransmitters that regulate the sleep-wake cycle. This cycle is critical for maintaining a balance between sleep and wakefulness and ensuring that the body has adequate time for rest and recovery. Another important aspect of the nervous system is its role in the development of learning and memory. The nervous system plays a crucial role in encoding, storing, and retrieving information, allowing animals to learn and remember new information. This is a critical aspect of survival and adaptation, allowing animals to modify their behavior in response to new experiences and challenges. The nervous system also plays a crucial role in the development of social behavior in animals. Social animals rely on their nervous system to communicate with other individuals of their species. Establish and maintain social relationships and engage in complex social behaviors, such as mating and cooperation. Understanding the role of the nervous system in social behavior is essential for understanding the evolution and behavior of social animals. Furthermore, the nervous system is also a key player in the development of instinctual behaviors in animals. Instinctual behaviors are innate and automatic responses to specific stimuli that are present at birth, and do not require learning or experience. Examples of instinctual behaviors include the instinct to flee from danger or the instinct to nurse young. The nervous system plays a critical role in the regulation of these behaviors, allowing animals to respond quickly and effectively to environmental stimuli. The nervous system also plays a critical role in the regulation of pain perception. Pain is a complex and subjective experience that is regulated by the nervous system. The nervous system transmits signals from the site of injury or damage to the brain, allowing the animal to experience and respond to pain. Biodiversity, or the variety of life on Earth, is a crucial aspect of our planet's ecosystem. This biodiversity is comprised of a wide range of species, each playing their own unique role in maintaining the balance of nature. However, with the rise of human civilization, many of these species have been facing threats such as habitat destruction, overexploitation, and introduction of invasive species. In this essay, I will be discussing the impacts of invasive species on native wildlife and the ecosystems they inhabit. Native species, or those that have evolved in a specific region over time, are often well adapted to their environment and play critical roles in maintaining the balance of the ecosystem. For example, native species can pollinate plants, control pest populations, and serve as a food source for other wildlife. On the other hand, invasive species are those that have been introduced to a new region, often through human activity, and have the ability to cause significant harm to the native species and their habitats. One major issue with invasive species is their tendency to outcompete native species for resources such as food, water, and living space. This can lead to a decline in native species populations and even extinction in some cases. For example, the introduction of the Burmese python in the Florida Everglades has led to a significant Decline in native mammal populations, as the python preys on a wide range of species including raccoons, opossums, and deer. In addition to outcompeting native species, invasive species can also disrupt the balance of the ecosystem in other ways. For instance, they can alter nutrient cycles, change soil structure, and even alter the physical structure of habitats, such as by overgrazing or destroying vegetation. This can have cascading effects on the entire ecosystem, as the loss of one species can impact the survival and behavior of others. Furthermore, invasive species can also act as carriers of diseases that can infect native species, leading to declines in their populations. For example, the introduction of the Asian long-horned beetle in North America has led to the death of thousands of native hardwood trees, as the beetle feeds on the bark and branches of these trees, making them vulnerable to disease and ultimately killing them. To address the threat of invasive species, it is crucial that we take proactive measures to prevent their introduction and spread. This can include measures such as stricter regulations on the importation of species, increased public education on the dangers of invasive species, and increased funding for research and management efforts. Additionally, early detection and rapid response efforts, where newly discovered populations of invasive species are quickly removed, can help to prevent them from establishing and spreading. In addition to the measures mentioned above, another important aspect in addressing the threat of invasive species is through the use of biocontrol methods. Biocontrol involves the use of natural predators or parasites of the invasive species to control their populations. For example, the introduction of the ladybug as a biocontrol agent for aphids has been successful in reducing their populations and minimizing damage to crops. Another important aspect in preventing the spread of invasive species is through the promotion of responsible and sustainable tourism. This includes educating tourists about the dangers of transporting and releasing non-native species, and promoting eco-friendly tourism practices that minimize the impact on native species and habitats. Important to acknowledge the role of climate change in facilitating the spread of invasive species. As temperatures rise and habitats shift, invasive species may be able to establish in new regions and outcompete native species. Addressing the underlying causes of climate change, such as reducing greenhouse gas emissions, is crucial in protecting native species and ecosystems from the impacts of invasive species. Moreover, it is important to involve local communities in the efforts to control and manage invasive species. Local communities often have a deep understanding of the ecosystems and species in their region, and can play a vital role in detecting and reporting the presence of invasive species. Additionally, community-led efforts can be effective in removing and controlling invasive species, such as through volunteer-led habitat restoration projects. Another aspect of addressing invasive species is through the use of technology and innovation. For example, the development of early detection systems, such as camera traps or acoustic monitoring, can help to quickly detect and respond to new invasive species populations. In addition, advancements in genetic research can also be used to identify and track the spread of invasive species. It is also important to consider the economic impacts of invasive species. In many cases, invasive species can have significant economic impacts, such as through the loss of crops or the cost of control and management efforts. By considering the economic impacts of invasive species, we can prioritize resources and efforts to effectively address this issue. International cooperation is crucial in addressing the issue of invasive species. As invasive species often cross national borders, it is important for countries to work together to prevent their introduction and spread. This can include measures such as coordinated monitoring and control efforts, and the development of international agreements and policies to regulate the trade and movement of species. It is also important to recognize the historical and cultural significance of native species and their habitats. Many native species and ecosystems hold cultural and spiritual significance for indigenous communities, and their loss can have significant emotional and psychological impacts. By considering the cultural and historical significance of native species, we can prioritize efforts to protect and conserve these species and their habitats for future generations. In addition, education and outreach play a crucial role in addressing the threat of invasive species. By educating the public about the dangers of invasive species and the importance of native species and ecosystems, we can raise awareness and promote responsible behavior. This can include educational programs for school children, community outreach events, and public information campaigns. Conservation biology is another important field that plays a role in addressing the threat of invasive species. This field combines the knowledge and tools of ecology, genetics, and evolution to develop strategies for conserving biodiversity and protecting threatened species. By applying the principles of conservation biology, we can effectively manage and protect native species and ecosystems from the impacts of invasive species. It is also important to consider the role of the pet trade in the introduction of invasive species. The pet trade often involves the importation and release of non-native species, which can then establish and spread in new regions. By regulating the pet trade and promoting the adoption of native species as pets, we can help to reduce the spread of invasive species. Additionally, it is important to consider the role of sustainable agriculture in preventing the spread of invasive species. Agriculture often involves the introduction of non-native species, such as crops and livestock, which can then escape and establish in new regions. By promoting sustainable agriculture practices that minimize the impact on native species and ecosystems, we can help to reduce the spread of invasive species. Another aspect to consider is the role of international trade in the introduction of invasive species. The trade of goods and products, such as live plants, seeds, and wood products, can often result in the introduction of invasive species to new regions. The liver, as one of the most important organs in the animal body, plays a vital role in maintaining the health and well-being of all species. It is the primary organ responsible for filtering out toxic substances from the blood and converting them into less harmful byproducts, a process known as detoxification. The liver is also essential in regulating the metabolism of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, and producing bile, which is necessary for the digestion and absorption of fats and fat-soluble vitamins. The liver is made up of millions of tiny units called hepatocytes, which are responsible for carrying out the liver's many functions. When these cells become damaged, either by disease or exposure to harmful substances, they become unable to perform their normal functions. This can lead to a buildup of toxic substances in the blood, which can cause a wide range of health problems, including liver disease, liver failure, and even death. To prevent this from happening, the liver has a system of defense mechanisms known as the liver's detoxification system. This system is made up of a number of different pathways, each of which is responsible for breaking down specific types of toxins. The first pathway is called phase I detoxification, which involves the conversion of toxins into less harmful forms. This process is carried out by a group of enzymes called cytochrome P450 enzymes, which are found in the liver's hepatocytes. The second phase of the liver's detoxification system is called phase II, which involves the conjugation of toxins with other substances, such as glutathione, to make them more water-soluble and easier to excrete from the body. This process is carried out by a group of enzymes called transferases, which are also found in the liver's hepatocytes. In addition to its role in detoxification, the liver is also involved in a number of other important functions. For example, it is responsible for producing and regulating the levels of certain hormones, such as insulin and glucagon, which play a key role in controlling blood sugar levels. The liver also plays a crucial role in regulating the levels of cholesterol in the blood, and in synthesizing and storing vitamins and minerals, such as vitamin A, vitamin D, and iron. In addition to its detoxification system, the liver also plays a crucial role in the immune system. It produces and secretes a variety of immune system components, including cytokines, chemokines, and acute phase proteins. These substances help to regulate the immune response and protect the body against infection and disease. Another important function of the liver is its role in the metabolism of drugs and other chemicals. The liver is responsible for breaking down and eliminating many types of drugs and chemicals from the body. This process is known as drug metabolism and is carried out by the same group of enzymes involved in the liver's detoxification system. One of the most serious consequences of liver damage is cirrhosis, a condition in which the liver becomes scarred and loses its ability to function properly. Cirrhosis can be caused by a number of factors, including viral hepatitis, alcohol abuse, and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Cirrhosis can lead to a wide range of serious health problems, including liver failure, liver cancer, and death. To protect the liver and ensure that it is functioning properly, it is important to adopt a healthy lifestyle. This includes avoiding exposure to harmful substances, such as alcohol and drugs, eating a balanced diet, and exercising regularly. It is also important to get regular checkups, and to be vigilant for signs of liver disease, such as jaundice, fatigue, and abdominal pain. Another important aspect of liver health is its role in the production of bile. Bile is a greenish-yellow fluid that is produced by the liver and stored in the gallbladder. It is released into the small intestine when fat is present, and it helps to emulsify the fats, making them easier to digest and absorb. Bile also helps to eliminate waste products and excess cholesterol from the body. The liver also plays a key role in the synthesis of certain blood clotting factors, such as prothrombin, which is essential for proper blood clotting. This helps to prevent bleeding and promote healing when an injury occurs. In addition, the liver is involved in the regulation of blood glucose levels by producing glucose from non-carbohydrate sources, such as amino acids and lactate, and by storing glucose as glycogen. It also plays a role in the regulation of blood lipid levels, by synthesizing and breaking down fats, and by producing cholesterol. Despite its many important functions, the liver is a resilient organ that can regenerate itself. In the event of liver damage, healthy liver cells can divide and multiply, replacing the damaged cells and restoring liver function. However, if the liver is damaged beyond repair, a liver transplant may be necessary to save the life of the individual. Additionally, it is important to recognize the various diseases and conditions that can affect the liver. Some of the most common liver diseases include hepatitis, cirrhosis, liver cancer, fatty liver disease, and liver fibrosis. Each of these conditions has unique causes and symptoms, and can have serious consequences if left untreated. Hepatitis is an inflammation of the liver that can be caused by a number of factors, including viruses, alcohol abuse, and certain medications. Symptoms of hepatitis include fatigue, abdominal pain, jaundice, and loss of appetite. Cirrhosis is a chronic condition in which the liver becomes scarred and loses its ability to function properly. It is often caused by long-term damage to the liver, such as from chronic alcohol abuse or hepatitis. Symptoms of cirrhosis include fatigue, weight loss, and abdominal swelling. Liver cancer is a type of cancer that begins in the liver. It can be caused by a variety of factors, including hepatitis, cirrhosis, and exposure to certain chemicals. Symptoms of liver cancer include abdominal pain, weight loss, and jaundice. Fatty liver disease is a condition in which excess fat accumulates in the liver, leading to inflammation and scarring. It is often associated with obesity, type 2 diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. Symptoms of fatty liver disease are often subtle and may include fatigue and abdominal pain. Liver fibrosis is a condition in which scar tissue builds up in the liver, leading to the formation of fibrous tissue. It can be caused by a variety of factors, including hepatitis, cirrhosis, and alcohol abuse. Symptoms of liver fibrosis may include fatigue, abdominal pain, and jaundice. Another important aspect of liver health is its relationship with diet and nutrition. A balanced diet that is rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean protein can help to support liver function and protect against liver disease. On the other hand, a diet that is high in unhealthy fats, sugar, and processed foods can increase the risk of liver damage and disease. In addition, it is important to limit alcohol consumption, as excessive alcohol use is one of the leading causes of liver disease.